Hello, adventurer, and welcome to your free magic training. Magic powers for absolutely free. Whatever has motivated you to begin meditating, I can't say for certain whether or not you'll find it, but I believe that you will find good things. In fact, I feel pretty certain of this, because most of meditation is a continual process of encountering yourself, and you are a very good thing. I'm sure that's difficult to feel at times, hard to remind yourself of or really believe. We are in a world that is often overstimulated. Most of us feel as if we aren't doing enough, as if we aren't enough. And sometimes we come across posts on social media, or a sticky note on our mirror, or something that tries to remind us otherwise. But really feeling into this enoughness benefits from more dedicated practice. We can't expect an occasional reminder or two every once in a while to undo the consistent messaging that we are surrounded by in the cultures around us. We are literally bombarded daily with messages that feed our insecurity to get us to buy things, that corrupt our desires into a force which motivates us to act against our own interest. Many of us feel unattractive and desperate, and want to tuck all the parts of ourselves that embarrass us into whatever space we can. But to accept these pieces of ourself takes more than occasional intention. It takes dedicated intention, concentrated intention. For me, simply having the time to find out what the healthiest intentions are, what kind of balance I could best benefit from, and then repeatedly cultivating that intention is one of the strongest benefits of meditation. But you can't remain focused on your intentions if you can't remain very focused at all. And most of us can't. Just as we are made to feel inadequate in order to buy products, our attention spans are also eroded by the million things competing for our attention and the quickness and flashiness that populates so much of our shared world. I fear that I may sound regressive, too stuck in ancient ways, by suggesting that having a constant stream of information and curated attention in our pockets is some devil technology. So I want to say explicitly that I don't feel this way. Everything comes with its pros and cons, and I think there are amazing benefits to the pace of life which technology and computerization have brought us. But I believe that we are harmed if this is our only mode, if we forget how to slow down, how to listen to voices of contentment and postures of inaction. We are still pretty poorly adapted to the faster rhythms that we are often expected to maintain. People have not lived like this for very long. And I think that many of us are getting out of touch with our ability to sit back, to watch the clouds, to be alone with our thoughts and be at peace. Which is unfortunate, because the world could really use a break, or at least a serious decrease in the amount of production and consumption that we are collectively engaging in. The balance of our shared planet could really benefit from more of us recognizing that sleep is the best spell we can cast. But we cannot expect our ability to choose a different pace to appear overnight. We may have to eat some brooms and balance a pencil on our nose before we can settle into our own ability to practice contentment or self-acceptance. And meditation is a great way to practice that. And I've chosen to pair it with a quick, colorful, comical cartoon in an attempt to keep the balance. We're not jumping into the deep end. We're spending 11 or so minutes on something our brain loves pretty naturally, and 11 or so minutes on something that may be a bit harder for many of us, but that can serve our brains really, really well with time and practice. A lasting investment, one of the best, which is feeling at home in your body and at peace in your mind. So for the next several sits, we'll be building up our powers of concentration, which is a fantastic and somewhat necessary foundation for us to get into more interesting and experimental terrain. We are learning to slow down the mind, not forcibly, but just by noticing what's there and letting it go. Don't be alarmed or frustrated if you're really bad at this. We have to give ourselves permission to be bad at something before we can hope to be good at it. This is where it helps to remind ourselves that there is no getting it wrong, and we will never become more concentrated if we get frustrated and angry with ourselves for failing to be concentrated and give up practicing altogether. So that is the foundation to our foundation. There is no getting it wrong. We are always experiencing ourselves, and that is good and valuable, no matter what it reveals or how difficult it becomes. All right, that's enough monologuing for now. Let's try our first concentration practice. So here at the beginning, come into whatever posture feels right to you. That balance of alert and relaxed. Concentration is a matter of balance, so it helps to mirror that in our posture. And again, you can keep playing with this in different sessions, but for this session, try to pick one. And unless it becomes painful, see what happens if you stick with it. You can close your eyes, or you can leave them open. But if they're open, maybe let them be slightly open. Rather than moving them around the space you're in, pick a point in front of you, wherever your eyes naturally fall, and then let it go. Whatever posture you're in, notice it. Sit and know you're sitting. Stand and know you're standing. Here you are, in this vessel of a self, this shape you call you. Just take a few deep breaths and bring your awareness to this moment, as much as you can, even if that's not at all. Invite your face to soften, release your jaw. See if your shoulders can drop a millimeter. Trust that whatever posture you're in, you're supported by the ground, and maybe your spine if you're upright, and the rest of it you can just let go. Give that weight back to the ground. It will support you. Okay, so to begin improving our concentration, it helps to have an object to concentrate on. An anchor for our minds so it doesn't drift aimlessly, as minds like to do. And again, it's okay if it does drift aimlessly. There's no getting this wrong. But let's start with the anchor of the breath. Now, if the breath is triggering for you, that's totally okay. See if you can find some other sensation in the body that feels comfy for you. It doesn't matter what the anchor is, as long as it's consistent. Once you've picked it, you stick with it for the length of this sit. And I'll provide some more concrete alternatives to the breath as we go on. But if the breath isn't triggering for you, let's try working with it. Just begin by noticing it, paying attention to it. Where do you feel it most strongly? Where is the breath loudest in your body? Maybe at the nostrils, the sensation of air flowing in and out. Maybe you feel it in your chest as it rises and falls, or maybe in your belly as it expands and contracts. There's no wrong answer. Just see where that sensation of breath exists most strongly for you. You can take a couple of deep breaths to increase the sensation, but then let your breath return to normal and see where you feel it. Maybe you notice that by calling attention to your breath, it changes. You breathe without thinking about it all day, but now that you're paying attention to it, it's changed. Maybe it's gotten deeper or shallower. Maybe it's gotten faster or slower. Or you're needing to consciously make yourself breathe. Usually it happens on its own, but now you're finding yourself saying, inhale, exhale, to your lungs to get them to go. If you're experiencing any of these things, that's totally okay. And it's also okay to pull your attention away from your breath for a while until it returns naturally. Start thinking about birds or lunch or whatever. The goal is not to change how our breath is, though again, it's okay if that happens. But see if you can't get your breath to a natural state. Nothing you need to change about it. Just breathe and know you're breathing. And if you can't do this, or it's too much, that's okay. Maybe a different object will work better for you, so just hang out. But if you've gotten your breath in a natural rhythm, not changing it, just noticing it, and if you've identified the place where you can feel it most, then that's it. You've found your object of concentration. Just allow your attention to rest on that spot for as long as it wants to. Your attention will wander, and that's okay. When you've noticed that it's wandered, fantastic. You noticed that it's wandered. And then don't beat yourself up or try to force yourself to do better next time. Just see if you can't let go of whatever pulls your attention away, as gently as possible, being as kind to yourself as you can be, and just bring your attention back to that point. If this is good and feels comfortable for you, try this for a bit while I talk to those who may need a different object of focus. Or if this isn't great for you, feel free to follow along for the other options. If the breath is too difficult for you, I'll give you some other common objects of focus. One is what we might call touch points. This is an area of the body about the size of a quarter or a similar coin, where you can feel your body. Often this is a point of contact between your body and the ground, or your body and itself. Your feet on the floor, your butt on the chair, your fingers in your lap. Just anywhere that you notice you can feel your body. And pick maybe 2 or 3 of these, and these can be your object of focus. Feel into one touch point for a couple of seconds, then move on to another, then maybe another, and then back to the first. The specific touch points themselves don't matter, and you can introduce some new ones into the cycle as you see fit. But we don't want to be hopping all around the body or focusing more on where we're going to call our attention. So once you've got a few touch points to work with, accept those as your object of focus, and similarly to the breath, invite your attention to rest there. If that also isn't great for you, maybe you can't really feel into the touch points, or it feels too scattered. Another object of focus is sound. Sounds surround us at all times, 360 degrees. Even silence is a sound. So call your attention to the sounds in the space that you're in. You don't need to identify them. Oh, that's traffic, or I think that's a yellow-bellied sapsucker. But it's okay if you identify them naturally. And you also don't need to judge them if you can help it. Ah, that's a pleasant sound, or oh, I don't like that sound. Though again, these judgments will probably be natural, so you don't need to judge yourself if they come up. If you're working with sound, just bring your attention to the sounds themselves, often rising and falling. Some sounds may persist, but many will come and go, rise and fall. And if there's no sounds for a while, you're sitting in perfect silence, then maybe your ears are ringing, or you can just call your attention to the silence. Okay, whatever object of focus you've chosen, or maybe you've tried them all, that's great. You can experiment with different ones over different sessions, but when you choose one for a session, unless something too intense or painful comes up for you, then stick with it for the length of the sit. So for now, pick one that we've explored, or some other sensation in your body that's come up for you. Maybe your heartbeat, or something else that's particularly noticeable for you. And let's spend just a couple seconds letting our attention rest on whatever we've chosen. Just noticing this sensation in our body. And when your mind wanders, that's okay. When you notice that, just gently bring it back. All right, that's great. You did a great job. But wait, you say, we only focused for like 30 seconds today. And yeah, that's kind of true. But for one, we're taking baby steps. And two, this session was really about finding our object of focus. In future sessions, we will have more space to practice our concentration because we'll already know which object of focus we want to work with. And also, give yourself a bit more credit because even choosing an object of focus, noticing that you have these body sensations that we often ignore or only feel when something is wrong or upsetting, takes some concentration. So you're off to a great start. Please reward yourself accordingly. And I look forward to being with you again soon.